There? Are we all there? Welcome to the Rasco and Disco Beer Show on a Friday night. Just grabbing my beer. Disco will be here. I'm late because Instagram, well, decided to lock me out. I had to uninstall it, but don't worry about that. That's just my problems. Tell me about yours. Tell me about your day. Oh, I've had a wave of problems today, so I'm going to solve it. We're going to have the chocolate beer night. That's right. I'm starting off with some siren chocolate, Caribbean chocolate cake. Oh, I've still got my pre-show cup of tea. Hello, Rob. How are we? Hello. Ooh, I'm not going to drink this, but I've got this. This is baby. Well, it's Christmas pudding beer. It's 5.5%. It's a pastry stout by Free Hills. I might be popping by Free Hills tap room tomorrow. Say hello to Harry and good old Craig. Ooh. Gibler triple. Jidler, sorry. A Panatonian pastry stout. Oh, it's Disco. Hello, Disco. How are you? How are you? And I did have a whole range of things I wanted to say just before, but I forgot. Instagram broke me. Caribbean chocolate mole cake by Siren. There's a lot of good. Might always do. Oh, hello.
Greetings. Good evening. How are we doing?
I'm okay, and this is a Caribbean white chocolate pancake stack. I believe I had a few of these last year around about this time.
Oh yeah, Caribbean chocolate cake, lovely.
Indeed. Not all of these I'm going to drink right here, right now. I'm just going to, mull over them.
Superb. Pre-show cuppa.
Yes, pre-show cuppa, which I forgot about, and it's got cold now due to my 12 minutes of being in Instagram limbo. But hey.
Jolly good.
So, everyone, we had much debate during this week what we were going to do. We considered actually doing a live transmission from Pig's Ear, but due to time complications and everything else, it's just a bad week, couldn't do it. And then we were meant to do a chili stout or chili beer show, and due to, well, the deliveries not turning up or turning up and us not being here or there, or I don't know what your story is, but I was out and about, and just as I was out, they started to deliver. They didn't put it in their usual hiding place either, which annoyed me. They decided to be ultra efficient and take it away and deliver the next working day. So yes, so here we are with the chocolate beer night. Welcome to Brasco and Disco.
Good
If we
evening.
had
With problems. Evening, Steve. I can see him.
hello, if we had theme music, it would cue in at that point, but we don't.
Yeah, that would be the trailer. Well, I also had beers that were due to be delivered today. Not chili beers. I already had them in, but FedEx seems to have just not turned up today. They're usually pretty good, but they often turn up quite late. So no idea. I've got no notifications or nothing. So that may or may not turn up tomorrow if I'm in, or Monday, or what, who knows. But yeah, it's been that kind of Friday, to be honest, Rasko. It's been all that kind of week, to be honest.
It really has. I've been out and about all week and doing my bits of work, and I have a portable hard drive because my fancy laptop doesn't have a huge amount of memory, so I have a portable hard drive for all the things I collect and assess, and it's broken. The port on it is broken, and all that lovely data I submit to get paid, I can't. So yes, it's been I've been up since 4:30, actually trying to fix things. But hey, there you go. And there you go. So I'm having this lovely pre-show tea for a few pre-show, well, show beers, not pre-show. I did have two pre-show beers down at the Art and Craft while picking up this stuff. They were just New England IPAs for a Little Monster and something by the Jidler, a pale, which was a 3.8%. Yes. And it was all lovely. It was all well and good. Steve, of course, I'd like to say again, congratulations on your 24-hour. That's just a bad time of year. You should try using different delivery providers. Steve's on about the different delivery methods that we have had. Yes, I think so. I think actually we shouldn't be polluting Mother Earth by having these deliveries, and we should just walk instead. We should.
Well, unfortunately, in terms of beer, we don't really have a lot of choice on the service. It's whoever the beer companies put their beers out with. Normally, they're pretty good. So, where I am anyway, most of the couriers have been pretty good, to be honest.
Well, they should use electric motor vehicles, or they should send it on the back of donkeys, i.e. James, what's his face, and the other guy. Yeah.
Well, I disagree. I think what should happen is better communication. It's like they've got all this electronic gadgetry, and they send emails, they send text messages to say it's coming. So why not send a text message like, how difficult can it be? I mean, I don't know about computers, but it can't be that difficult to send each customer like a message roughly an hour before and say, as some of them they'll have like, you are I think it's Parcel Force actually. They have a tracking thing that will say you are number 37 out of 112 or something or whatever, and you got a rough idea when it's going to turn up. And then when it doesn't turn up, they actually bother to let you know. That's the thing. Right, so what are you starting on, Rasco, with the chocolate beers tonight?
I am starting with Siren's pancake stack, the white stout.
And the Caribbean chocolate cake?
Yeah, yes. Oh, hello, Jacob Beer. You've done a video. I haven't watched it, but I'm sure you're on perfect form. Welcome back to the fold. Where have you been, sir? Here we go. Oh, and this in the pig's ear glass to honour pig's ear.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking. Just
what have you done?
Beer.
Already?
Already.
Darn
it. This is one pig of a day.
Don't make a pig's ear of it, will you?
Boom. Oh, Jesus. Evening, Jake. I hope you're well. What are you drinking? What is anyone drinking? Anyone watching this, tell us what you're drinking. Jake says he's a little rusty, but I've shaken off the cobwebs. Good for you. Shake off the electronic virtual cobwebs. Ooh, this smells are very good. So my sense of smell's back.
Oh, jolly good. It's a good start.
Wow. This could go down as smell of the year. It just smells all chocolatey and pastry-like, or pancake-like. Oh man, I could just spend a long time just smelling this. This is starting to cheer me up. So 2 good things have happened today so far. I got a haircut, and I got this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which hair did you get cut? You haven't got many left.
I know. Well, the remaining survivors are just massacred. Yeah, it's been reduced. I'm drinking orange juice a lot the Friday night. I'm sober. It doesn't feel right. Well,
no, fair play. You know why you've gone on to the soft stuff. Can't argue with that. It's good to do now and again, to be fair.
Yeah, indeed, mate. Indeed. How's your shoulder playing up, Steve? But we've got to do better at reading out the comments by name first, because you want playback. They just don't show up. That's annoying.
No.
But I think actually I found out a way how to figure that out, but it'd take a lot of data storage space. Fuck. Can't remember. I might fall asleep during mid-show, so you sing some songs to stop that from happening, Disco.
Well, first of all, I started off on this little chocolatey number. Brownie Huntress from Wild Child up in Leeds.
Very nice.
It won't focus properly, but it says export chocolate fudge brownie stout. It's 7.4%, so almost imperial, and we still argue over the difference between imperial and export. It's not export really; it's just a word. But yeah, I found this up the supermarket, another one of the supermarket beers where I wander up to. I think this was Morrison's. Wild Cherry is a brewer we've had at festivals quite a lot back in the day. We definitely had a couple of theirs at Ealing, but I haven't quite got around into seeing anything of theirs recently. And I keep seeing their stuff and want to get it, but haven't. But because it's easily available in the supermarket, looked nice and smooth, and it is indeed nice and smooth. Got a great fudge like sweetness, great chocolatey taste to it. A little bit of an edge to it, a little bit of a boozy edge, not quite on that barrel aged kind of booziness. It's probably not the best, but it's certainly not the worst. It's a fabulous stout. It's nice and smooth. Better than the one I had this afternoon. I put up on the non-Advent calendar beers.
Oh yes, we should talk about that in a bit.
Steve says Shoulder's been killing him after the 24-hour live. But yeah, made 280 quid on the live. That's good numbers, superb stuff.
Very important for anyone watching or watching on playback. Steve was fundraising for Macmillan Cancer. You can still donate money until I think the 12th of December or maybe beyond. So please, that man did a 24-hour stint on YouTube. He played a lot of Nintendo games, I believe. You were involved in that. What did you get involved? What did you do?
Mostly, well, I was there at the start. I was in the comments for the morning. I didn't actually go on live because he had a few other people pop on. I didn't get on live till after somewhere around midnight because I was watching some stuff on YouTube. And yeah, I did about 3 or 4 hours of just general chat, and I've been watching it back this week as well. I've caught up with it on YouTube, the third one, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff I forgot about because I ended up just being really tired about 5 o'clock in the morning and just had to call it a day and wander off. So it was a lot of fun. Got to meet some great people, some new people as well, some folks in America because overnight there was a lot of YouTubers in America on and came for a chat. Including a guy called Colin who was from Northern Ireland originally but moved over to America 20 years ago, so we ended up having quite long chats about English football and like George Best and stuff like that. Ballman came on. Ballman was on because he was up late for a boxing match. That was a good chat. Again, ended up a lot of chats about football. Again, all people like to follow. And Square Table Degenerates podcast, Joey, he comes up as STD. Funny guy, really interesting guy. He does a podcast, but he does it on YouTube. He gets quite interesting people. Apparently he had Right Said Fred on his podcast, which may or may not be a good thing, but he said they were good lads and were good for a chat. So yeah, met a load of great people, had a lot of fun. It was a good laugh. And well done, Steve, for holding it all together and getting through to the 10 o'clock. I woke up in the morning, I think it was about 9:30, 10 o'clock, just in time to see Raggy. He was having a chat with Raggy in the morning. And I think we all saw him through the last difficult half hour, I think, to 10:30. So we got there. It was it was a good stream. Well, a series of 3 streams to break it up into 3, but good stuff.
Even though Steve was muted by his wife. Oh.
Well, not really. I mean, his wife was asleep upstairs, so he had to be kind of quiet. So, but it was fine because there was 2 or 3 of us on at any one time. We was kind of getting through the stream, so Steve just had to sort of be there, and he joined the conversation because he was nodding and giving it the thumbs up. We were asking him questions and that, and playing some silly games and stuff. And it was all good fun. It was all good fun.
That's great. That's great stuff. Please. I'm sorry. Can someone sponsor me to stay awake tonight? Oh Christ.
It's not about sponsor. You just have to do it.
But this is going nice. The pastry flavors and really sweet undertones are just coming in, and it is delightful. Wow.
Well, I remember having it last year. I think that was the only one I had of the Caribbean chocolate cake series last year, because it was new then. Definitely remember the sweetness. I remember like the honey and the pastry notes on it.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm tempted by they've got a chili stout, a mole stout this year. I'm tempted to go and maybe wander down Beer Asylum and pick that one up. Maybe I'm not sure.
Right. If I have coffee at this time, Steve said I should drink some coffee. If I have coffee at this time, I'm up all night.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah, I don't want to be up all night. I've got a lot of things to do. I'm working tomorrow morning, and then I'm out and about, and I'm briefly meeting, hopefully, maybe, touch wood, meeting up with Kent Beer Review and Harry. Then I'm going off to Little Crittens or Creatures, or whatever it's called, up in King's Cross. And then that's my day, and then I'm hibernating until the 24th of December. I'm not. I'm actually flat out. Fuck. But there you go, and that's it. So I am not. I'm going to take it easy, but I'm going to. 10 minutes after this show, I'm going to bed. Sometimes I stay up and watch TV, but no, I'm done.
Well, fair play. If you've been up since 4:30 in the morning, I think I'd only been in bed a couple of hours at 4:30 in the morning, but there you
go. Indeed, rotation.
Yeah,
rotation. But this is getting better as it goes down. It is. Fantastic. Oh, thank God I've still got some more in the can. And for those Croydon residents who watch this, all 2 of you, the Art and Craft beer fridge is looking amazing. I could have happily brought everything in that fridge if obviously I could afford it and carry it and store it. But oh my God, it's probably the best looking fridge I've ever had. It's full of Belgian Delirium's Christmas beer in small bottle and large bottle form. Lots of chocolatey, Christmassy beers from breweries I've heard of, all the usual characters, and some new ones like Apex Brewing. What's this? It's from Steve. Oh, he's thanking you. Thank you for joining. Would have asked you, Rasco, but thought I've been ill. I was not necessarily at 100% strength, but I was busy throughout the day, pal, so I would have to tap out. I tend to spend my Saturdays running around or working on doing stuff. So having a bit of time tomorrow is good. But in the evening, I did go to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant. And right, yeah. So I met my friend in the Ring off the Cut in Suffolk.
The Ring?
Yeah, the Ring. Yeah.
Great pub. Yeah. It was on there, man. I used to go there before darts.
Yeah, it's all right. It had plum porter on tap. It clearly wasn't getting used a lot. And had another porter, a London porter by, I forget, and it was all right. That was on kegged this time. And yeah, it is a nice pub. I haven't been in the Ring for about 12 years, if I'm honest. But there you go. When then popped down the Gordon Ramsay restaurant, I had a free ticket to go, and it's great. It's all you can eat. So you just got people wandering around with plates, pizza, saying, "Do you want a slice?" And you go, "Yes."
Okay.
And you just kept on eating. And of course, Gordon Ramsay's daughter's in Strictly at the moment, and that was up on a big screen. And you had members of staff taking pictures of when Tilly Ramsay got on there. She went out that weekend anyway. So maybe I cursed it. I didn't have any beers there. I don't even remember what they had on beer menu. I didn't even look. I just had some wine because I didn't want to feel, well, all the dough. We were getting lots of good, decent pizza. All the bready dough mixing in with beer. Not sure would have gone down well. Because then afterwards went by the Lord Napier, which is a burger beer joint. Didn't have a burger, but this is a proper student hip place. I felt very old in there because I think the time I went to university, a lot of those people in there were being born. If I'm honest.
I suppose actually, yeah, thinking about it. Well, not quite, maybe.
Yeah. So yeah. So there you go. And then there was just some decent lagers. I had a Brooklyn lager. A friend of mine had a Hackney something lager. All good. All good.
Yep. And thanks, Steve. Friday night as well. We came on our stream. That's up on YouTube as well now to watch back. All flip reversed. Talking of which, I've gone a different side tonight. I'm normally over that side. I don't know. I've moved the table across. I'm still in front of the bar, but I'm over the other side for now. I'm just trying a different angle, see if it works. I was taking some pictures the other day, and because lighting in the winter, there was some shadows and stuff. So I'll take the pictures from this side. Now I've got the light behind in the afternoon, so I thought I'd leave it here and do the show for me. It's going to look a bit confusing on the edit when I flip it around, but it is what it is. It's just a different angle coming at you tonight.
Yeah. So I've noticed you've decided to reveal your beer stash or beer trove. Hello, Shark. And you're doing several Advent days for Christmas. Is it?
No, not for Christmas. I called it a non-Advent calendar because I don't really do all that, and I don't mention the C word. I just say happy festive times. Well, to encompass everybody. Which is
Christmas.
Well, it is words, mate. It depends what you want to call it. I don't really. Shark stopping by. Say hello, cheers up. No, I don't really do Christmas, as you know. I'm not really that bothered about it. I don't own any Christmas decorations, so you probably won't see any in this square any time in the next 3 weeks. But the best thing about Christmas is beer and parties. I do love beer and a party, so I thought I'd join in, the festivities. I see everybody else doing these Advent calendars. I see Raggy doing his one from Thornbridge and Adventure Beer. Crummy Beard's doing a great one. He's doing his own one. I don't think he's not doing an actual made Advent calendar from a brewery or anything. He's doing his own one up. Loving the graphics on Crummy's videos, so he's doing dailies. I think a lot of them are doing them sort of like they've bunched a few up and they're releasing them daily. So I'm sort of just doing mine because I like to do stuff in the moment. So I'm doing mine on the daily, but I'm doing it on the cheap because let's face it, as you will attest, I'm nothing if not cheap as fuck, mostly because I'm always skint because I buy too much bloody beer. And as you've seen in my beer stash there in the videos, I have bought too much beer this year. I did say I wasn't going to buy any more beer in December, mostly because trying to save up the beer tokens, or rather not spend the beer tokens. I did capitulate this weekend because of the whole Black Friday, Cyber Monday bullshit that, again, I don't normally subscribe to. On Black Friday, the only thing I bought on Black Friday, I managed to upgrade my phone data plan, saving myself £2 in the process and getting the same amount of data, which is phenomenally good, to be honest with you. So I've saved myself £2 a month, by the way, so that's like £48. It won't be £48 because I'll upgrade in a couple of months' time when they move all the data plans up, because that's what I do. But on Monday, I happened to notice a really good deal, and I haven't done a video. I was going to do the video today, but because the other beer didn't turn up, I didn't do the video. So I got 35% off, which I thought is a really good thing in beer. And not only that, I saw one. It was like right at the last knock-ins on Monday. That if you spent over, I think it was 25 quid, they give you a free case of smoked lager. So I'm like, well, I like smoked lager. I can manage 25 quid. I think I can probably do that. So I sort of ripped them off a little bit, but they offered the deals. I don't think the deals are there now. I won't say the brewery because I hopefully will do a video on it tomorrow. And then because Monday was St Andrew's Day, I noticed that Drygate up in Glasgow, a brewery I featured a lot. They were the brewery that did my beer of the year last year. More about beer of the year later. They were doing like a discount for St Andrew's Day, and there was a couple of beers on their tab that I hadn't got around to and I did want. I will say one was a chocolate orange stout, so I do love trying chocolate orange beers. So I bumped them 20 quid, and that's the one that's been delayed by FedEx. So I can't moan too much. Yeah, I think I got 25 quid and it came to 20 something. But again, they were doing the deal, so I mugged them off a little bit because I got a couple of cheap beers as well. But it's like, well, I just wanted to try this one beer. I was going to buy it anyway. So so don't really get mugged into the whole Black Friday thing and Cyber Monday, but I allowed myself to do for that. I don't really get mugged into Christmas because it's really only the over-commercialisation of religious ideography I don't subscribe to for the rest of the year. I don't really get mugged into advent calendars because I just buy beers I want to drink. Because always in advent calendars you get some beers that are just kind of average or kind of, okay. So I just rather buy beers. I mean, I'll take a punt on some beers, but that's kind of my Rasco rant for this week, I suppose. But you are.
It's a disco rant. I mean, I could pipe up and I could rant up about a few things, but I agree with you. In fact, you know what? I am going to pipe up a bit and just to release some tension and steam about how well things have not gone this week.
Too far back.
Yes.
Sorry.
Well,
I was in shock that you agreed with me. What did you agree with me about? Sorry?
Well, about this whole advent calendar, I don't think they're particularly good. I don't find these beer calendar things very good. I think Crumbly and yourself have got the right idea. Just choose a beer that you want to have.
Yeah.
I mean, I like advent calendars. I actually quite like opening them. I've maintained advent calendars all my entire life, and I do like Christmas. I do like the spirit of giving. I don't mind Black Friday because if I find an opportunity to buy something, I will happily buy it. I won't go stupidly excessive, as I did not this year, as I did not make one purchase. I came this close, but I decided not to. That is not a mugging. That is a decision to know when to make a deal. A deal is what provides you with accessories.
I don't think I've never purchased an advent calendar, like a chocolate advent calendar. I must have had one given to me at some stage, but even as a kid, I was like, I don't see the point. Can't I just go out and buy some chocolate bars because they're much better value for money? Like, if an advent calendar costs a tenner, I can get a lot of sweets for a tenner. You don't get that much. Do you know what I mean? A beer advent calendar is a different thing. There's less plastic packaging in a beer advent calendar than there is in a chocolate one. It's the same with subscription boxes. And I don't blame the breweries for doing it. They're always going to make up a box with something that's kind of, a £2 beer along with a £4 beer. But that's just business, that's just, economies of scale and stuff. So I don't really get beer advent calendars either. I just go and buy a bunch of beer I want to drink.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. No, I'm sorry, apologies. But I agree. Hello, Dennis31.
Hello.
Anyone out there who's listening or watching, let us know what you feel about big advent calendars or normal advent calendars or Christmas in general. But yes, let us know. No, because the beers in these things is crap. It's crap beer. And what do you want to do? Is drink crap beer for 24 days straight and then get into really get into the big festas of eating and drinking more? Nah. Hello, Lords. Hello. How are we doing? Are you lording it up? Lord it.
I'm not sure.
Lord it. Lord it.
I'm not sure it's crap beer. It's good beer. It's just there's always going to be something that's up the lower end of the scale and something run of the mill and something less interesting because they've got to bulk it out. But again, well, John will tell us about the economics of it. Probably, I don't blame the breweries for doing it. I don't buy advent calendars because I think I just buy something I want to drink.
Yes. How's your beer going down, Well?
This one is proper smooth. It's fairly well carbonated. It's a little bit bubbly, but good head retention. And proper nice and sweet. I say Wild Child always have enjoyed their beers in the past, but not so much recently. So again, supermarket beer, but good value for money. I can't remember how much that was. Probably that was the 350 range, I think. But for 7.4%. John says, "Hello, you lovely people. Hello, handsome John, the lovely John yourself, sir."
Indeed.
So a little impromptu Friday night chocolate beer. Episode 70, Rasco. We're on round numbers again. Episode 70, by the way.
Don't tell me that. Yay! 70! Yay! Oh, John's had a great day. Or have you had good news? I want to hear good news today. Went to a speed shop and went on a Helicat Red Eye 800. Oh, that's nice.
I have no idea. I have to be honest. I have no idea what it is, but it's got the word hell in it and cat, and that usually means good things and fun stuff.
Yes. And then he had a burger.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll tell you what.
John's videos this week from featuring the Jeep. Do you know he bought a Jeep?
Yes. Now, hang on.
No.
Hang on. My friend Lucas and John, you two should speak. You should get to know each other. You're both petrol heads. Nice haircut, Rask. Yes. Well, it's kind of more of a natural thing these days. You always wanted to cut my hair like this anyway. Anyway, John and Lord's Brewing and Lucas 82, you're both petrol heads. You should speak. Dodge Challenger. There you go. John, would you like it?
Definitely follow Lord's Brewing on YouTube because there's a bit of motoring content on there as well. So,
yeah, and if you know what, Lucas, I might be by in a couple of months to buy my first car off you. Might be. Anyway, so
wow,
Lotus Emery. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll buy that too. Maybe not. I was going to say, right. Hello, petrolheads. Would you like a Advent car calendar? Because here we are talking about Advent beer calendars. Would you like an Advent petrol head car calendar? Huh? Go work that one out because I just made it up.
Okay. Well, once I win the lottery tonight, I haven't checked my tickets yet. But if I had 24 different cars to drive a different car every day.
Okay. I do mean make it happen. Lucas says make it happen. I do mean a donut. Oh, there you go.
No, he says it doesn't mean donut. He did do some good donuts. But the best thing about where John is, he got the space to do some donuts. And he had the snow as well. We had like a smattering of snow. And by the time we got outside, it disappeared. Good. Yesterday. It wasn't even the other day.
Oh, Lucas says he can do that. I think he means a card calendar. Oh, I bet you probably could. Not really. I'm too fussy, Lord's Fruit. What you drinking? Well, we're drinking chocolate beers tonight, Lucas. I have just finished Siren's white chocolate stout pancake beer. Get your tongue around that. Literally, it's great.
Well, I've been up the supermarket a few weeks ago on Wild Child's Brownie Huntress, 7.4%. Chocolate fudge brownie stout. Not quite dessert in a glass. It is close. When we use that term, don't we? Dessert in a glass. It's not quite. It's got the chocolate and toffee notes. it's going down well, and there's a bit more chocolate and toffee down the bottom, but it's not the best, but it's not the worst. It is. I like a sweet chocolate heavy adjunct stout, so it's good for me.
I'm going to be going on to By the Horns now. Gibler Triple Patatoni pastry stout at 6.5% with orange, raisins, vanilla, and brandy rum. I don't think I'm going to last that much. Lucas and Lords are speaking to me. That's very good. No, seriously, you're both petrol freaks.
I probably should mention this one, Masco, as I did before, but I'll just show it. This is one I did on the reel and the review earlier. It looks great. Neptune Brewery up in Liverpool. Yeah, I've had some beers from them earlier in the year. This one's been in my stash a bit too long. Again, it won't focus properly, but it's the right colour. Coconut and chocolate stout. It's called On the Bounty, so we know what it's talking about. Unfortunately, as I said on the review, coconut is a really weird one in beer. I don't know what it is with coconut. I can never taste coconut in beer. I had one earlier, one of my favourite ones. I've had quite a lot. Where did I put it? No, not that one. It was the Coco Noco from Dry Gate. And they did a coconut version, and I struggle with coconut in beer. I don't know what it is, but even with this one, there wasn't a lot. I didn't get a lot of chocolate in it either. But I love the image. I love the colour. And fortunately, I had a bounty or two to go with it, so I've got my coconut fix. Don't eat on the channel very often, but chocolate and chocolate beer, brilliant mix. Tell us about yours, Raska.
Now, the carbonation's quickly dying. It's very, very light in aroma for something in its description is packed with flavour. Yeah, the aromas almost seem to be cancelling each other out. You know there's something there, but there's nothing distinct. You see that carb is disappeared. There is no tanned head, but that's not surprising because there's no brown sugar and it's not an imperial. It's not that super strong. I'm just going to have to do it. Lord's Brew says, I love coconut. I'm very similar to you, Disco, but I can never really taste it. Yeah, it is a bit of a subtle thing.
I'm wondering, is it because coconut doesn't really have that much of a taste? We all know what Bounty bars taste like, but is Bounty not predominantly chocolate?
Yeah.
You eat the coconut bit of Bounty, and it's sort of like it's got that milky lactose kind of taste. Obviously, you get coconut milk, but I don't think coconut has that much taste. It's one of those that sounds bad and it ends up being.
Well, I remember getting a shout out for us on the Beer O'Clock Beer show podcast about coconut beer because they are not fans of it either. They really, really dislike it. I don't mind it. I just don't. I agree. There isn't much in it. This you could easily distinct as a coconut beer. Its first sip is just vague.
Coconut or chocolate?
This is neither.
Right.
This is heavy, and I'm not really surprised as a pastry stout. Now I look at it because pastry stouts, to me, I don't really get a lot out of them apart from what I just had from Siren. There is vague, small hint of orange. There is not much sweetness. There is a vague hint of vanilla. It isn't that boozy enough to taste brandy and rum. In fact, I think the brandy and rum should, quite frankly, the pen should be marked in it and the line should go through it. Oh man, I hate to say this, but I'm disappointed. Maybe it'll get better, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not bad, though. It's not bad. It's just when you see that, you want more. And I'm not getting a lot. This is just...
See, vanilla's another one. Vanilla is another one I struggle in most beers to get vanilla.
Really?
Maybe, again, because vanilla is mostly about sweetness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but vanilla doesn't have a specific taste. Like you say vanilla ice cream, but what does vanilla ice cream actually taste of? It's like an indistinct taste, but it's more about the sweetness from vanilla.
I know what you mean. I quite like vanilla ice cream, mostly because there is the vague openness to flavour. Is the best way to do it. Yes, that is disappointing. It is, well, if you're on about agreeing with me, yes, it is totally disappointing. Disappointment of the year. It's probably not, but disappointment of the month. Or the week. The week. Yeah, there we go. But no, I quite like vanilla ice cream simply because it does go well with some pastry desserts, and there is this undertone flavour to it, which I can't put my finger on, come to think of it. But it's nice. I like it. Fuck, this is just water. Flavoured water.
Let's have a look at the... let's have a look at it again. The was it a can or bottle? I can't remember now. Yeah, I've got it here. Okay. I think panettone.
What? Sorry?
Did I say panettone?
Yes.
That's where the pastry comes from. Then fair enough, yeah, because like panettone is a fruitcake, so I suppose like the rum comes from the kind of raisiny kind of notes. That's odd, man. I've heard good things about that beer.
It's not bad, but it's just like there's nothing in it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, with all that on the description, you're not getting it on your tongue.
Yeah. On your maybe. Yeah. Well, it's like what I said earlier. It's like what I said about this Neptune beer. It's like it didn't work for me. I actually said this was, for me, too hoppy. It tasted more like a black IPA than the Stout.
Wow.
I said, it didn't make it a bad beer. It wasn't a drain pour by any means. It just didn't sit on my palate very well, you know? It just, the expectation was greater. And like you've got there, the expectation was greater than the product, maybe.
Yeah. John is saying, I need to get back on my podcast. I've really neglected it. Yes, you do. You do. You should be the next Joe Rogan if you want to be, John. I think you could do it. The UK Joe Rogan. By all means, check out John's podcast. I forget the name of it. I have listened to some of it, especially the episode I'm in.
Well, I mean, me and Rasco have this discussion on a regular basis, John. I know you've got a separate podcast to the YouTube channel, but I still maintain, and Rasco will disagree with me, but what we do here and what you do on YouTube is essentially a podcast, but in a visual medium, whereas a podcast is essentially just verbal. But I think you are doing podcasting anyway on the YouTube channel. Rasco will vehemently disagree with me about that subject, probably.
Yes, for anyone listening back and not actually watching, I was nodding. I am going to vehemently disagree. But yes, see, John, yes, you are the UK Joe Rogan Josh. Rogan Josh! Ha, ha, ha. Very good, sir.
I haven't had one for a while.
Oh. You know, when I found out I got COVID, I treated myself to a takeaway curry. And it was delicious. I knew my taste buds weren't affected. And at that point, I hadn't lost my smell either. I lost my smell the next day. But yeah, podcast is just radio. It's just streamed radio. I've heard many people argue about the difference between podcasting and radio, and I'm sorry, I just do not get the argument. They say podcasting is more personal and more intimate than radio. I disagree. I think it's exactly the same in terms of intimacy and reliability. I always remember what my history teacher said in high school. He always preferred radio over television because he said, if you watch TV, that's it. That's all you're doing. But with radio, you can go ahead and you can wash dishes. You can just fold up your washing. You can get on with things and just do things. And I think that's the same with the audio medium.
Yeah.
And I spend a huge amount of time listening to radio mediums or audio mediums. I'm not going to discriminate. Radio podcasts are the same, really. I'm avid Radio 4 listener. I do listen to several different podcasts. I'm going to mention them again. Rhythm and Brews. Oh, I'm fucking loving that. But there you go. I might even venture into a podcast. Who knows? Well, John is saying, well, some sort of it, but like today, out and about, isn't really podcastable, or at most it is visual. Well, there you go. Do both.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I say about it, because I've seen some podcasts put their podcasts on YouTube.
Yes.
It's either some of the ones I watch, most of the ones I watch, the podcasts I watch on YouTube are like football ones. So it's four guys round a table with a microphone. So you do get a certain amount of visual kind of input as well. But if you just listen to it as a podcast, it stands alone. But the reason I think that a YouTube live show is effectively akin to a podcast is because you get that visual input on an oral medium. And I think it just kind of it adds that extra layer of interest. But also, by the same token, you don't have to watch it. You can just listen to it, even if it's on YouTube. And mostly, I mostly don't do podcasts because it's another thing to either download or another website to go to. Whereas if everything's on YouTube, it's just easier. I don't do like Spotify, and I don't do. But that's just me. Maybe that's probably just me being stubborn again. I'd rather go to YouTube, and even if it's only verbal and there's no visuals to it, I'd rather just listen to a podcast on YouTube because I'm on YouTube anyway.
But then what would you do if you were just out and about?
I think, I suppose you can, but then you have to be more descriptive if you're not doing visuals as well. And of course, it takes a lot more effort on the filming and stuff like that, and editing and stuff and blah, blah. It depends how you do your podcast as well, whether you do any podcast edits because some people will just do it warts and all,
Yeah, John says, I need to go out and film it and audibly upload to both. Yes, you do. Do it all. And John, if you ever need help or whatever, let me know, man. Evening Monochrome Craft, it's good to see you. I've just bumped by the Art and Craft. Go see their beer fridge, mate. Go see it. John says, I love Spotify, probably use it as much as YouTube. Well, fair enough. I've never got into Spotify. I did have Google Music when it existed, and then it just turned into YouTube Music. I only had it for a month for free because I was doing my hike all the way to Brighton. I needed to download some music for free and to keep me going, to keep my legs moving. So, once my free membership expired, I got rid of it. Although, because I just don't listen to albums enough. I listen to radio shows for my music content.
I have to admit, I can't actually now remember why I hate Spotify so much. I think it was the adverts, but I use Deezer for my music now.
Oh, right.
Which is effectively Spotify, and the adverts are still annoying when they come on, but I have a feeling they're probably slightly less annoying. I did try Deezer Premium for free for 3 months and then didn't continue because I wasn't paying 14 quid a month for music. But the only reason I use it is because the only reason I started using Deezer is because I was doing music quizzes on a Monday night, so I was writing some music quizzes. So I just needed a playlist to play, and I've still got it because I'm still doing that. So I use Deezer rather than Spotify, which is much the same thing. I still don't think they pay their artists properly. I think that was one of the problems I had with Spotify.
Monochrome Craft, you're saying I'll go tomorrow lunchtime. Make sure you do. Make sure you do. You will not be disappointed. But yes, I fully agree with. Well, I think I've agreed with you 3 times now. My God, what's going on with this show today? What was I going to say? Ah, fuck! It's left my head now. Here's something. There was a podcast that really got recommended to me. I don't know how. It was a beer related podcast, but it was just a bunch of American blokes sat around and they were just debating the world, and it was so annoying. They were eating, and then you couldn't see them, but you could just hear this clink, 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 clink with the forks and the banging against it. And they were talking about political stuff, about American withdrawal from Afghanistan. It was just like, shut up. I don't remember the name of it. And if I did rename the name of it, I wouldn't mention it because I have such a low opinion of it. Because it was just clink, clink, clink. I actually stopped. I just, no, fuck this. And I just disconnected. I blocked it off. Hope it never gets recommended to me again. John is decent good. How was that for a rant? Huh? That was a bit harsh as a rant. But hey.
A little.
Yeah, well, fuck them.
I'm trying to decide what beer to go on to next. I've got 2 vocation beers.
I double dog dare you to mix them into the glass. Huh?
Okay.
It's not like we're lacking content this evening after several fuck-ups with deliveries and live planned shows. Just
okay,
normally I'm
up to there. I could probably go back up to see. They're both supermarket vocations. So one is the honeycomb, the crunchy rip-off, the honeycomb chocolate stout, and one is the banana stout. So this one's a 10% chocolate and banana stout, and this is honeycomb. So I think I'm going to say no to that. I think because all that would happen is it would taste of banana, and there's kind of no need. Because this, I had these, I reviewed these last week just on the Instagram, on the written review, and I don't think it's necessary because it will just taste of banana. I could do it for a laugh and then go and get some more, but yeah, I don't think it would be necessary because I think it would just taste of the banana because that's the stronger one and the stronger taste. That just tastes of honey and chocolate. So I think I'm going to think about that as a challenge, but I'm probably going to drink the honeycomb one tonight.
There you go. Monaco and Crafts' Fresh Fields, off license near to me, has loads of Anspach. You should get the Verdant Polly's Fashion from there. It's glorious. If it's still there, I will. But I am way over my weekly beer budget this week, and I'm planning to go way further over it tomorrow. Excuse me, I've got the hiccups now. Oh, this day's going really well. Oh, glorious. So there I was. I don't know where I was. I'm trying to make stuff up now just to rattle through. I don't think you get this punchy emotion on any other podcast or YouTube show unless we're on it, man. That's the way we roll.
I would disagree on that. I think you get it on everyone, to be fair. Everybody's got a chance of a rant, to be honest.
No, I'm a professional ranter. I know a ranter when I can see one. And
one guy says that banana stout was so very sweet. My teeth were curling. Yeah, I think, well, both of these are, to be fair. I quite like sweet stuff, to be fair. I do have a sweet tooth. I don't mind sticky, sweet, chocolate, adjunct heavy beers. So yeah, it was fairly sweet, but I think it was that sweetness was tempered by the banana because it is a 10 point. Was it 10 or 11? 11.4%. That was £5. 11.4% in. Was it Morrison's? I think it was Morrison's, or was it Tesco? I don't know. I don't go to supermarkets that much, so I forget which one. I went round to all of them a couple of weeks back. This one's quite sweet as well, to be fair, because it's honeycomb. But again, I don't mind sweet chocolate stouts. I could Well, I've had 3 now today, so I could probably say some chocolate stouts. But I think we've always had a love for adjunct-heavy stouts, Rascal, haven't we? From back in the day, really.
I like anything. I don't care how they make it, just make it good. Crumbly Beard is just commented on something. Yeah, he's just commented on something. May I take this opportunity actually to encourage people who follow us and whatever, actually read the post, because my friend here, and I'm using this term loosely, has actually done some really good writing, and it's quite lengthy, almost bloggy stuff. So please don't just click on like the picture, because it doesn't have my face on it, but just actually read the stuff. There you go.
Well, you're very kind, Rasco. Thank you. I do wonder how many people do actually read any of the waffle that I write. I write it because I enjoy writing it, and I think it's funny, but well, amusing, entertaining, funny, whatever. But I don't mind if people don't. To be fair, if people like it, they like it, and if they read it as well, that's fine. Talking about which, I was going to do a shout out, because I was going to massive shout out to Thomas Window Beer Reviews.
Shit, yeah.
Apart from the fact that I was on his show the other week and I really enjoyed the interview, and obviously that's on YouTube as well. But he done his Christmas party tonight. I was only there in the comments. I didn't do his questions, but he had a couple of people come on, and he had half a dozen people, including Crummy Beard was on there. It was a really good chat. I was gonna be in. He's finished now, but I was gonna be in the comments and say we was the unofficial after party, which we kind of are, but I didn't get a chance to shout that. But I say, talking of nice people in beer, yeah, big shout out to Thomas at Window for his Christmas party tonight.
Who I've got to send an apology to, because he asked me to do he sent me some questions and send him a video back, and I didn't do it, and the deadline was today. So I'm going to send an apology to him. That
was for tonight. I wish. Well, actually, I kind of knew what the questions are, but what the questions were mostly, the two of them were beer of the year and brewery of the year, and obviously we're going to do something separate about that later, further in the month, aren't we, Rasco?
Yes, we will. We're going to do a beer of the year show. There will probably be New Year's Day, or maybe we'll do it New Year's Eve. We'll probably do it New Year's Day. Actually, we'll do a poll on that. Who wants us on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day? We did a show on New Year's Eve last year. No one watched it live, but they got a lot of playback.
Yeah,
and I found it fun. I found it a lot of fun.
Well, I think in a couple of weeks' time, we should probably do like the Beer of the Year show, where we just get our kind of final thoughts and our final runners and riders, because that's what we did last year, didn't we?
Absolutely. We need to close it out and move on. I've said this last week. I'm going to have a tough time because I haven't kept good notes.
Well, last time you had 13 different things to narrow it down to the final kind of 4 or 5.
But I had good notes. This year I have less, but I have very bad notes. So
okay, well, I've got notes. I've got a list. I think I know what my final list was until I had these two last week. These two vocations might change a little. I don't know. Yeah, some of the beers I've had this week, I'm like, this could be a beer of the year contender. So I've got my 3 lists. I kind of roughly know what's going to be on it, but.
Crumbly says we should do a New Year's Day show of a stinking hangover. My response to that is, I'm 40 years old, not 21.
I probably won't have a hangover this year either.
Steve says I was going to do a New Year's, but won't this year. Oh, okay.
He'll be in recovery this year. He'll be in recovery, wouldn't he? So.
Oh yes, of course, yes. But yeah, we probably New Year's Day, because it is a Saturday. The show is going to be bouncing back and forth between Friday and Saturday, depending on my social life, if I'm honest. And hey, if Boris puts us back into lockdown, it's all on Saturday. So there you go.
We'll do some production discussions at some point.
Crumbly says, "I'm just hearing excuses." You're not hearing excuses. No, you're hearing explanations. Explanations.
So is next week the chili challenge, Resco?
Yes, next week it will be the chili challenge because the chili beer should be here.
Yes.
And I think we'll be back on a Saturday. Yes, okay. We are back on a Saturday. No, we are definitely back on a Saturday. It's nice to know that everyone is talking to each other in these comments and getting on well. Ha ha ha.
Sadly, because I can't see them on there. I've gone. Thanks everybody in the comments for commenting. And thanks for all your suggestions in the comments. If you're watching this back afterwards, drop
still. Yeah.
See some.
Yeah. But so, what we got planned? We got the chili beer show. Then I think we're gonna have the Christmas themed show, which will be on the 18th of November. And then we're gonna have
I think that should be the beer of the year, because last time we did a beer of the year show before Christmas, and then did the final announcement in New Year's, didn't we?
Yes, something like that. John's got to go. I'll keep an eye out open. Love you and leave you. Bye bye. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. This is why I want to have a meeting. But we can have the meeting right here, right now, and get comments from everyone else. So,
exactly. Who anybody else thinks.
Chili beer next week.
Yep.
Week after, I know Christmas. Some build up to Christmas, and then I don't really want to do a show on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I'm happy to do one on Boxing Day. Call it escapism for those wanting to escape their family.
I think that'll be the Christmas show.
Yeah, but it's post-Christmas show.
Yeah.
It's on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Who's taking minutes?
I'm taking the minutes. We're currently on 76 minutes.
I know. I've got Graham Norton to tell me. He's on the background. I plan these things by TV shows. What would be your brewery of the year? I'm struggling with that. I've only got 2 nominations for it, and I'm struggling.
Okay, so I've got 4. I've got 4 nominations. I won't say them now, Steve. That will be the show in 2 weeks' time, hopefully, is what I'm suggesting. The show in 2 weeks' time will be the runners and riders of our Beer of the Year awards, our Brewery of the Year awards, and also my Disco Beer of the Year awards. We'll go through the runners and riders. I've still got a couple that I can drink for that show, so I've got some beers in from those breweries, although I might save them for the announcements. I'm not sure. So that's what Fudge was focusing on in his show tonight. So that's partly why I was only involved in the comments rather than announcing them, because I've been thinking about it, but I haven't kind of finalised. I finalised my list, but I haven't got one that's kind of definite decision on it yet. But that will come up this month. It's going to be, I don't know, it's a long old month, but it'll go pretty quick because the last month did.
Absolutely. When you say things are a long old month, they tend to go very quickly. So who knows?
Exactly.
Okay, so I'll watch this. Please do, Steve. You know what? We might even do one of them on YouTube. If I did say this, we might do this. Oh, hello, Brandon.
Brandon, hello, sir.
We'll see how things go. I think we'll run through it. What we got, the highlights. Brewery. I've got Brewery of the Year. I've only got 2 so far, if I'm honest.
You must have more than that, surely. You could probably bump that list up with an extra couple. Yo, Brandon.
I can't, and I will explain on the show, because Brewery of the Year is arguably harder, for me at least, than Beer of the Year.
Okay. All right. Okay.
We shall see. And I am at the moment trying to reorder some of my beers of the year so far.
Okay.
And here's one thing I'm struggling with. Monaco and Craft, the U of A, you can maybe help me. There is a sour beer by Pomona Island, which I've nominated. It tastes like Ombongo. I can't remember the fucking name of it. I've got no notes on it.
Well, I tell you what. Well, the thing about Pomona Island is a lot of their beers. I find their beers kind of fairly transitory. They don't have like a lot of breweries will have like a core range and a regular output of the same beers plus a few specials. Pomona Island are fairly like they'll have 2 or 3 beers out a month, so they're fairly transitory. And yes, I will give you a shout though, Rasco. If you're talking about Umbungo, have a look. Have a look at Staggeringly Good. All right, it's the one I did. I started off the non-advent beer calendar with. I did the blueberry wrecker, but they've got one called it's an Umbongo flavoured wrecker, and this was thick, gooey. It's a sour, but the fruit content in these beers is amazing. It's called Staggeringly Good. They're down in Portsmouth. Scott from Scott and Wonder goes on about them quite a lot. But they do look good. They're currently available on Bongo. Have a look at that maybe if you like that. If you can't get hold of that one, maybe see if that's in your beer of the year. But Pomona Island, like I say, I find them quite. They'll do small batch, and you won't see them again very often. I think I could be wrong actually. Crummy the Wrecker, yeah, I put it up as a review as my first non-advent calendar beer the other day. It's amazing. It's proper sour, but proper gloopy and thick. The mouthfeel was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I tell you what it was. It's very similar. It was very similar to Neo Raptor's Vampire Disco. Very similar in consistency and massive sour, massive fruit flavour. This one slightly edged it though. Watch out for this one in the Beer of the Year show coming up in this month, by the way. That one, if I'd had that first, that probably would be in a Beer of the Year contender, but because that one's called Disco, isn't it? There's a little heads up there.
Yeah, there you go. Well, not to rant, but Crumbly, if you wanted to know what he thought about the record, you could read the review. I'm just saying, you know, you could actually read it. It's not nice picture.
You don't have to.
Hello, Windows Beer Review. I am sorry. I am very sorry. I did not get back to you with your request. I apologize here live on our show. I am sorry, sir. But I will talk to you in the coming days about being on your show. All right, there you go. And look like a few Knott's breweries might make the awards this year. Man.
Yeah. There'll be some there. I do love Nottinghamshire beers. I say prior to getting on this beer review and malarkey, I was fairly well aware of some Nottinghamshire beers. Got to get on Blue Monkey. Got to get back onto Blue Monkey. I was drinking them way before getting onto beer reviews.
Well, this is it, you know. News! I forgot. I should do this at the beginning of the show. GBBF Winter is selling tickets.
Wow.
GBBF Winter is claiming it is back.
Is it still in Birmingham?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Yeah.
Unfortunately, because I love that Norwich, man. Even though Birmingham's easier to get to, I fucking love that Norwich one. So there is hope that GBBF will be back in London for all the lovers and all the haters. and we shall see. But we shall see what the clown in number 10 has for us, and what will happen, and what jokes this idiot will have for us next year.
Well, it's entirely his fault. He doesn't bloody help himself, does he? Like,
Not really, no. Not really. But hey, there you go. We don't do politics.
no.
No. Anyway, has anyone else got some Beer of the Year nominations or recommendations? Please hook us up. There's still time. There's still time for a nomination. You know what? I'm planning to buy a 5-year-old vintage ale from Fuller's. This could be the turn of the tide. This could just ruin everything, knock everything out.
Can you just buy one beer and go, it's Beer of the Year? We had this discussion last year about whether you can put a Beer of the Year nomination in for just the one beer that you've had. Do you not have to have it? I don't know. How do you choose the beer of the years? I choose my Beer of the Years by beers I want to drink on a regular basis, maybe, or drink again. Or it's a difficult subject. Choice.
I agree with you to some extent. Oh, you're what, 5? You're on 5 now. Oh, hang on. Just read this out from Crumbly. Black Iris pushing fingers. Oh yeah, the Slipknot one. The Slipknot beer. By the way, check that out. Good review.
I mean, I like Black Iris. Black Iris is another one that I'm aware of, but I wasn't actually aware from. Well, I was from Nottingham. I had it before lockdown, but I'm not sure about that beer name. I guess it's a Slipknot reference, is it? Push my fingers into my pies. I mean, that sounds filthy. I don't know. That sounds like a euphemism, but I don't know why.
Yeah, well, it's Slipknot. It's going to be 2-dimensional. I'm sorry to say, but one of the best pantomime acts I've ever seen.
Again, I don't really understand it.
Yeah, you're not meant to. That's just it. What I would say is this about Beer of the Year is, for me, it's just about the level of happiness it gets to me. And yes, would I have it again? Yes. Sessionability. I mean, I would love a sessionable beer to be Beer of the Year. I think it's unlikely. Yeah. Then again, a year ago, I would have said sours are likely to get a nomination. I've got a sour nomination. By the way, what the fuck is the name of it?
Same here, yeah. I thought you did. You not ask that on Twitter or something, and somebody told you? Was that the one you asked, and somebody identified it, or was that something? Or was that a different one? Was that last year?
I don't know.
Probably a different adaptation of a lyric. Fortunately, I don't know the lyrics.
Yeah, well, we can just agree Plum Porter takes it. No, Plum Porter had it before there was a Rascal and Disco.
Well, yeah. I got some Peter's Plum Porter. I was going to try and do a triple-way matchup, 3-way matchup, and I've never got around to doing the video because I'm shit at doing YouTube videos.
I don't think you are. I think you should just get over it and fucking do it, all right?
No, but that's the thing. I do it, and I get halfway through and go, this is bollocks, and just stop doing it. And I'm very highly self-critical, do you know what I mean? I don't want everybody else to criticise me because I already criticise myself, and I just can it. I make the video and then just can it.
Okay.
I've got a couple of ideas for videos next week. There's a couple of videos I'm hoping I was going to do this week. I need your help for one of them, actually, Wasco. I do need a Zoom meeting, and we could do that as part of the production meeting. I just need you to look in on a video and say hello. But we could do that on a Zoom production meeting next week.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. We have, because we were late, we have still 12 minutes left on this show.
Do you know what? I was thinking, yeah, hour and a half, but we was... looking at the half hour. But,
we were late, and because Instagram fucked me off again.
I don't think it was Instagram, Roscoe.
It really was Instagram. I had to uninstall it and reinstall it, and then I couldn't log in because the fucking thing is just plagued So I think it should be binned. It should be sacked.
Okay.
Who thinks we should sack Instagram? Give me some likes now.
Well, we could try it. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be too bad. I mean, 70 is a nice round number to finish on, isn't it? It's not 100, and it's not New Year, but you know.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll talk about that.
Yes,
because you know I'm not against the second referendum, but we did have a referendum on it.
Here's a great comment. Steve says, your picture is better this time, Rasco. And to be fair, it has been all right this week. A little bit dodgy to start. It's mostly been okay.
It's because of my haircut.
Oh, yeah, that'll be it.
Yeah, it's my haircut. Likes too fat. There you go. There you go. Steve is liking it. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So, there is a Czech brewery which has been nominated as Brewery of the Year.
Yeah.
And I think I have to get some of their beer in. I do have some of the beer of the years coming back in. When I say some, I mean one.
Right.
But
well, I know what that brewery is. Just go Trembling Madness, isn't it?
Yes, they are helping out. Garden Brewery? No.
So you mean Garden Brewery?
No, I had some of their beer at London Craft Beer Festival.
Oh, right. No, that's not the overseas brewery that Rasco's talking about. Crumbly's talking about the Garden
Croatian brewery in Zagreb.
Not this beer, but this brewery.
Yeah.
They were very good, actually. I mean, last year they were spot on. I haven't seen them about so much this year, probably because of, geopolitical issues. No, it's not that brewery that Rasco's talking about, but it is one we featured on the show before very heavily.
We did an entire night on it.
We did an entire night on it, yeah.
Yeah, we did. But yeah, we'll see. I actually met them at the Czech Beer Festival. Not Czech Beer Festival, the Czech commercial event thing.
Czech Beer Day, wasn't it?
Was there beers hall yours or Disco on the video? Disco.
What video?
I think he's referring to your Advent days.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's my beer stash. That's my little cupboard under the stairs where all my beer is kept. It's pretty cold in there, to be fair. I haven't put either of these beers in the fridge. Yeah, there's a little too much in there, I have to admit. Not Budvar.
Crumbly, no, it's not Budvar.
To be fair, it's not a bad shout if it was Budvar, to be fair, because we have had the thing about Budvar is Budvar's just Budvar. I mean, all right, there's 2 or 3 variants, and they're getting into they've done a collab, haven't they, with Clock? But the thing about Budvar is fantastic brewery. Their product is spot on, but they don't do a lot. You've got Budvar Dark, and 1 or 2 others.
You got Budvar Grand Reserve. It's about but their whole thing is just to maintain the standard level of goodness. You got to remember they're a state-owned company. The Czech government owns them, and this is all because Czech people produce or consume more beer than any other nation, and they have a great tradition, and it's their biggest export. So by keeping Budvar under their thumb, which is a great idea, to be honest, they're maintaining their standard level of their greatest export. Yeah. So, fair play to them, in the end of the day. I met Clock, and I was saying, why are you producing this beer? It's just all craft, really. If you believe in craft, I don't. And it was just like, why are you doing this when you can have that? And because I'm more traditionalist, but at the same time, I don't mind breaking out into new flavors. But why would a nation like the Czech Republic want to just do what every other nation is doing with crafty New England IPAs and blah, 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 blah. Anyway,
Well, I think the answer to that is why not? Because despite the fact that most Czech beers are just the main 4 ingredients, but you can still do a lot with hops and a lot with yeast to vary it. So why not have apart from the discussion about what is craft, why not do something different? When you've got the quality of ingredients that you've got in Czech Republic by the malt, the barley, water, arguably. But why not do something different as well and keep you can still do it within the confines of that tradition and within the confines of the quality of those ingredients and just using the 4 main ingredients. Why not, man?
Here's my point. I agree, why not? I don't agree with doing something different because they're not doing something different. They're doing exactly what the rest of the world is doing. This is the thing this is kind of my gripe with the British industry of like, why don't you just do old traditional beer styles instead of just finding out what's happening over in America, just following the American craft thing. The American craft is good. Don't get me wrong.
It's like that old film quote. It's like, and I don't do film quotes very often. I don't actually know the film that well, but isn't it the Jurassic Park quote about you spent so long thinking about whether you could do it, but you didn't consider whether you should do it? But I think in terms of craft beer, yeah, you should. Why not? If it works, do it again. If it don't work, forget about it.
Don't get me wrong. You should always break out and do new, challenging flavors. There's a quote from Johnny Garrett, and the best video I've rated in the craft beer channel is, hang on, is Crumbly agreeing with me? Yes, Rasco knows, need more quality tracks. Yeah.
I agree with that. Yeah, no, we're both coming from the same standpoint there.
But, craft beer is all about challenging things, breaking out on things. Fair enough. That is a concept I would agree with. But, at the same time, why do you need to follow the same trend? Why are we all? Why does a nation like the Czech Republic need to follow this form of globalization? Now we're getting a bit geopolitical. This form of globalization of just doing New England IPAs. I love a New England IPAs. Just doing everything that comes over flavor-wise in this new craft trend. When you can actually break out in your own direction from your own historic evolution, not taking it over from what came over there, but going in your own line of evolution. There you go.
Yeah, no, but they are. That's exactly what they're doing, because you end up. Even within beer circles, there's very little evolution you can actually do. So Czech beer have got the old traditional stuff with the 4 main ingredients of beer, much like the Germans. But you have got a way of variating that and doing something different just by using different hops. Like if you use a different hops other than SARS hops in a Czech beer, you'll have a different flavour and different yeast. So they are doing that, but I don't think they're going down the American route of just over hopping everything. But it's like, why not do that? Because it's a different variant of the same thing. But Czech beers are sort of kind of fairly uniform in their kind of makeup because they have to be. But if you can do a New England IPA within the constraints of Czech beer, that's only what everybody else is doing. So why not do it?
But they're not. They're literally doing what craft does. They're doing
but why not? Because your marketing and your sales, or people are going, well, we've got the one thing I remember from the marketing module I did at college was, it's like, cash cows. You have, because you put a thing onto market, everybody buys it because it's the latest big thing, and eventually people stop buying it because they get a bit bored of it. So you have to release something else onto the market, which is a variant of the original thing, to get that surge of people buying it. So that's what you know, and Czech beers, and to a certain extent German beers, I guess, have that kind of peak and flow thing, like where they've got to bring something else out, which is a slightly varied, just to keep that kind of momentum.
Yeah. Well, we'll get onto the subject of German beer in a second. Crumbly says, this discussion tells me you both need to get Blue Monkey Hall. They do their own thing. Interesting.
I've had Blue Monkey in the basket for numerous times. I do love Blue Monkey. I was drinking Blue Monkey Crawley. I was in a pub in Crawley, just outside of Gatwick, about 3 years ago, and it was the Amaretto Stout, and it came on just as we was about to leave the pub and go somewhere else. And it was before a football match, and I called everybody back and said, "No, we'll have a pint of this before we go. Forget the other pub." And we'd also had 2 or 3 other Blue Monkeys on it. So I love Blue Monkey. I love their stuff. I think I've had them in Nottingham as well. I am well down with Blue Monkey, and I would love to get some of their beers in. And I should have done in the last 18 months, and it's just financials and whatever, and I'm not quite turned to it. I should have done, really. And that is my bad, to be fair.
Recommend 2 or 3 Blue Monkey beers now, Crumbly, if you could.
99 Red Baboons. You asked Crumbly. I could recommend you three Blue Monkeys.
Go on then. Go on. How Mark's beers reviews?
You two, the Amaretto Stout and the is it Macchiato Stout, or was it? It was definitely a coffee stout. And they're 99 Red Baboons, just by name.
German beer. Good evening, fellas. We're about to shut down shop in about 2 minutes. German beer. The German beer industry will not recognise something as a beer unless it falls under a certain criteria and certain flavours, certain things. I'd have to, if I had a laptop, I'd look and find out.
It's the purity laws. So German beer can only be made with, you can't have any adjuncts, basically. So you can only have your malts, your yeast, obviously water, and hops. You can't have any adjuncts in German beer.
Good. I mean, I'm not against it, but
Czech beer is very much the same. But because, as we know, you can get so many different flavours out of different hops and also different yeasts, they can still do the craft thing just without the adjuncts.
Yeah, yes, but German beer has a certain criteria to how it is done.
Chocolate Gorilla, that was the one. Chocolate Gorilla, 99 Red Baboons.
Oh, hello. Steve's back. I think the big thing for me is the monkey for paying beer. I can't justify paying 23 quid for a few beers.
Yeah, either at the moment, still do it.
Steve, think about it like this. You're going to drink less, but you're going to drink better flavours. Honestly, that is it.
Yeah.
I did want to say this to you last week when you were on a show and saying, you said you wanted to get more into the craft beer thing, if it's a thing. It's not. Yeah, you're saying that you didn't like paying a certain amount for a Carling. What you were paying for that Carling is pretty average for craft beer, if you believe in craft beer.
To be fair, you can get some good craft beers for the same price as probably Carling. It takes a bit of a search. You have to know where to look, and you're probably still going to pay, unless it's local, you're probably still going to pay 5-6 quid on delivery. So it makes it up a bit.
Yeah. It also helps if you say you're a beer reviewer and you're local too. Yeah. Paying money. Okay. Yeah. He said that quality. Mark's saying I can finally hear you. Hey. And issue ends. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Right. But I'm quite enjoying this lively debate. In fact, I've rather enjoyed tonight. I've rather enjoyed, there's been very few technical issues, apart from the big fuck up at the beginning.
And we've agreed with each other, which is a rare occurrence, Rasco. We've almost agreed with each other. We've also disagreed, but we've also mostly agreed.
Yes, Merry Christmas. That's your Christmas.
Happy festive times.
Merry Christmas.
Happy festive times.
Yeah, but yeah, so that is the one. Unless anyone has a few other debating points to throw at us, I can give you another minute, and that's it. So off you go. You have 10 seconds to give us something else to chat about, or that's it. We're off.
Well, we've mostly done. We try and keep it to an hour and a half now, and we've mostly done an hour and a half. Although we started kind of late. The main reason is so that when I add it onto YouTube over the weekend, I like to keep it to an hour and a half because it takes most of the day to get it all up, chopped up, flipped up so you can see what we're drinking. And if you are watching on YouTube, thank you very much after the event. If you've been watching tonight and commenting, thank you very much indeed.
Steve says, I think I'm in two minds either way. There you go, yes. Mark says, lads, craft a commercial. I say, be happy.
I say both. Exactly. Oh, shit, me and Rasco are agreeing again, man. What's going on? It must be Christmas and shit. Oh, shit, I said the C word. Yeah. Look, be happy, but I encourage you to expand your flavour knowledge. Yeah,
I don't... Yeah. I mean, I'm about to spend 60 quid on one bottle. That fucking bottle will be good. But I'm confident it will be. Put it this way. Do you ever bat an eyelid when you buy an expensive bottle of wine or a bottle of spirits? No. Change your conception of beer. Change your conception. There you go. But Disco there never buys a bottle of... In £19 bottle of Impy Stout. Reasonable? Depends.
If it's 19 quid, so it's Mark says, can you really be both? If you're buying a 19 quid set where even if it's craft, it's still commercial, isn't it, at that rate?
Put it this way. This which I've had tonight, I feel like I've been robbed. That was not worth the money I paid. And I'm finishing on that, fucker.
I tell you what, Mark, my answer to that is, can you be craft and commercial? Yes, you can, because I'm drinking supermarket beers tonight. I'm drinking Vocation, which are very craft, but also fairly commercial because they're in supermarkets. I don't necessarily have a problem with supermarket beer. And the first one I did, Wild Child, a very craft brewery, but micro brewery, but are they micro? I'm not sure, but they're in supermarkets. So where was it brewed? I don't know. It's still decent beer, to be fair. So yeah, I think you can. I think you can be both. It's fine margins and discussions on the periphery of that. But yeah, it's an interesting conversation.
Yeah, yes, it does. We're positively negatively marked.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's just life,
Yeah,
I mean, not every beer is going to be beer of the year.
Absolutely. We need more discussions on it, Mark. I think we will have some more discussions on this coming up, either on this channel or over on YouTube.
Leffy is still very enjoyable. I haven't had Leffy in years, but I went off it.
I didn't realise that was owned by AB InBev. To be fair.
Yeah, no. I don't know if you met my mate Jan from Belgium. He used to spit at the name of Leffy. He said, they're not truly Belgian, not this. They're not. There's better ones out there. And he's right, there are. Yardstick and difficult. Yeah, well, just be happy. Just be happy. Anyway, this is it, because like I said, it does take up a lot of time. We started late, we've gone over, and this will be available to rewatch here on Instagram or on YouTube Or if I can be bothered, I'll download it as a podcast and put it as a podcast without telling Disco. But we'll see.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed, everybody. Mark, Crummy, Steve, Thomas, John, everybody else who's popped in.
Lucas.
Thank you very much for the comments, all the likes and everything. If you're watching this after the event, thank you too for watching it. If you're watching on YouTube after the event and you're still watching to this point, thank you very much indeed.
Yeah, indeed.
I'll catch you soon. Crummy says, catch you soon. And, well, we'll see you around on the socials tomorrow, probably. I'll be around and about, I reckon. Rasco's out and about. Rasco, send some pictures. Send some pictures. I'll bang them up. See what drinks you got.
Yeah, if it happens. What anything happens, yes, of course. Bye-bye.
Cool. It's been an enjoyable one tonight. What a great Friday night, Rasco. Thank you very much indeed. Cheers all.
I can do this. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Control.